It's time to go, babe. Mhm.
Wait on me? No, don't wait on me, man. Do it.
I remember last week session. Everything on?
Yo, bartender.
Getting on.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot. Hey, man, I know you just put up to the bar, but we closed. Come on, come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on. You look like you need a drink, man. But I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close. So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get none. The bar closed that soon? Okay, man. I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to her. But last call was 10 minutes ago. You know?
Man, when I hear that song, there's this automatic, natural energy that just starts coming through me. Like it's performance, like it, no, like it's performance time. It's like a what the Pavlov's, you know what I'm saying? When you ring the bell, the dog get hungry. One of them excitements. That's the only time I ever hear the song is when I'm coming into the show. Are we still live? Okay.
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 Uh-huh.
Yeah, so there's some precast, some pre-show
We
stuff.
having some small difficulties.
Yeah, but we only a minute or two out from getting it popping. So, man, we want to thank you folks for being here tonight. You're going to hear me say that several times because, man, we're nothing without our audience. We're nothing without people who are interested in what we have to say. And we don't take that for granted. You folks could be listening to millions of other programs right now. You could be, you could be so far away from this show. It's just, incredible.
Right.
But being here with us tonight mean that you kind of stand for what we stand for.
That's right. I'm a weird yin.
Yeah, and what we stand for is positivity and love.
Say it again.
Improvement.
Yes.
Inspiration.
Yes.
Harmony. Happiness. Love. Unconditional love. Ooh, boy, don't
That's
get me
that good
started.
stuff.
Hey, I got that tingle in my spine.
I got a little sparkle in my eye.
We ready? Let's get it popping. All right. And here we go. I get so excited about this time, man.
Come on, man. Excitement.
You just never know what's going to come out of this, man,
Shit. Great things.
Great things, yeah.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot. Hey, man, I know you just put up to the bar, but we closed. Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on. You look like you need a drink, man. But I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close. So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get none. The bar closed that soon? Okay, man. I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 10 minutes ago. All right. I'm gonna get you one drink. You don't look like you need one drink. I can do one drink. Cause I really, hey man, anything. Oh, you're wrong with that. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Yeah. Get your groove on. Get busy. Craft. Get busy. Booby. Get busy. Rock. Get busy. Got a hurricane back there.
Hurricane in the house?
Yeah, hurricane.
Woo! Oh, is that what's going down tonight?
Oh, come on now. My bartender in the building.
Hurricane in the house.
Yeah. She got her little thing on, her little shake 'em up.
Oh, I ain't even seen
didn't
what
see her
she got
shake 'em
on.
up?
Nah.
Oh, start.
Okay.
She's trying to start something. She got that Jamaica in the building.
That Jamaica in the building.
I told her don't be jumping on nothing.
Jamaica in the building.
Jamaica.
Huh? Yeah.
You gonna make me want to go back to the islands, man.
All right.
It's on Empire.
My favorite time of the week, man. My favorite time of the week.
Right after hump day, baby.
Bring out the hump day. Huh?
Come on now. This is what we do. What? 2, 3, and welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of the things I want to make to you know that we are brought to you by Dispose. This is a small garbage company that's doing great things, and I want to see if we can do great things for you. So if you just go to the website and also go to Dispose LLC,
Okay.
you'll be able to see all the things that we can do for you, from the sizes of a 20-yard, a 30-yard, or a 40-yard. Whatever commercial size dumpster you need, we're going to handle all your concerns. So give us an opportunity and a chance. That's all I ask.
That's all we can ask.
Customer service is A1. That's all I can tell you.
Man, the customer service is everything, bro. What?
It's one of the things that I push so hard for.
Yeah.
But before I go any further, I want to make sure I introduce the person that's next to me that's been with me since I've been rocking this bad boy. Craftmatic, how you doing, big baby?
Man, I'm doing lovely once again. Yeah, man, just feeling good. You know, lovely was one of my father's favorite words. You know what I'm saying? He was like, that's lovely, Junior.
He just had that love. He's a smooth stroke.
Yeah, he just said that's just lovely, you know. And so, yeah, I'm lovely, man. Everything is going well in the upflow of life.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, you know, when you come off of some challenging times, man, you actually can see further than you saw before.
Okay.
And so my vision has grown a little bit, and boy, I'm so inspired to get some of this work done for our audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're on the move to try and put together the new show, and you know, bring Smooth J Radio to the whole next level.
Come on now.
So, man, we got some exciting projects, folks. I want you to just stay tuned. You know, give us a little time. And I ain't sure what that time is, but it's gonna be coming, and not too far from now. So stay tuned with us. So yeah,
my brother.
Yeah, man. So it's done. Really, it's done. It's just a matter of putting it together, right?
Hey, come on now.
All right. So I'm doing fabulous, man. How you doing, Smooth J?
Man, I'm gonna tell you all day long. I have my challenges, man, but I can tell you I am happy. I am happy
huh?
all
That's
day long
major.
because, again, I'm able to see some visions. I'm able to see some things come, and it don't come as fast as you like it to.
Never
But
does.
again, it's not in your time, and a lot of things out of your control.
Yes.
But what I can say is coming way faster in abundance
Yes.
than I really imagined. So again, you work your plan, work your dream, and watch your alignment.
Yeah,
the people
man.
that you're flowing with, because again, the happiness in the heavens is how you want to live your life.
It's just how you want to live your life. And let's talk more about that. Folks, this is Bar Talk with Jay. And my name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth J. And we are here to do nothing but try and enlighten you to become your greatest possibility, to help inspire you, to help take you to the next level, to help you move to a place in your mind where you can take some real positive and purposeful action toward your destiny in life. We should all be seeking destiny. We should all be seeking that place that is the path that we are supposed to take for our 30 or 40 or 50 years of working hard in life. That's supposed to be a path. Create that path. Don't let that path create you. And that's what we want to talk a little bit about here tonight on the show. We hope that our discussion is going to be like a mirror for you. When you look into our discussion, you'll see where you are, what you would do, how you would handle the situation. If you got some comments, chime in on Facebook. You know, put your comments in. We're live every Thursday from 7 to 9. And this is not a little quick fix show. We do a 2-hour program filled with nothing but powerful inspiration. So we want to thank you folks for being with us tonight. And we got a great show lined up for you. In fact, the best part of our show, I think, is where we start off with a prayer. And so let's go ahead and get that popping. Jay, you want to do our prayer tonight?
Nah, man. Go ahead. Give it to him if I can give him the cash at me.
Okay. Well, what we want to pray on tonight, Jay? You know?
I mean, you know, there's a
Anything in particular?
hurricane that's out there in the water right now. It's supposed to be hitting Florida.
Yeah.
So why don't we just go ahead and give that super anointing to bless the ones that might be in for some tough times.
Yes.
But they can understand that, again, don't let that storm fool you. There's been storms all in your life for a long time. Don't let the one in the water get you. It's the one in your head.
Yes.
Wake them up with his blessings of what he has for you, not what your thoughts is or what it should be. Started with that. Ooh, touch him. Touch him, Craft. Touch him.
There's so many places I want to go on that one, but let me just go ahead and get into the anointing. Heavenly Father, we come to you now with our heads bowed and our hearts humbled, just thanking you for your awesome presence in our lives, that over the course of our lives, Father, you have never failed anyone. You have never failed us. If any person listening to this prayer will identify with us and agree with it, that we have never been failed by you, and neither will we be failed in the future by you. And so all storms and hails and troubles and problems might come our way, but we know that you can protect us and that you fortify a city before us so that our hands do not have to stumble against a stone. And so we just thank you, Father, for your protection on Florida. Keep the strong winds down, Father. We rebuke them in the name of Jesus, and we ask that you would do your good and perfect work right there. In his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Man, if
listen,
that ain't worth sending some cash app to me.
Man, that wasn't even the beginning of my prayer. My mind, boy, you don't even know. I had another 45 minutes lined up.
Okay, Deacon.
I had already compartmentalized it in my head.
Kind of felt it, I was about to maybe reach in my pocket. I had a couple dollars.
Ooh, boy, I have to be careful on these prayers because I can only say so much, but when I get with the Lord, man, I spend hours of time with the Lord. I mean, I'll go into almost a trance where it's just me and the Lord communicating. And I'm telling him everything. I'm telling him my faults. I'm telling him my needs. I'm telling him how much I praise him. I'm telling him how much I'm thankful for my family and the world, and ask him to move upon my behalf. There's just so many things to ask. That's why Paul said pray ceaselessly, because you really don't have enough time to pray for all the things that need to be prayed upon. That's the reality of the things, that you really don't have enough time to pray over everything. And so if you pray ceaselessly, the Lord will fill in whatever gaps you might need, but he'll keep you strong. Man, that prayer is so powerful, man. It does change things, and it'll change things right now if you get a chance. So let's go ahead and move on to the topic for the week. Man, I get so excited about that prayer stuff. You don't even know. Man, we'll do a whole segment. We're going to do a whole session on prayer, man. I just put together 30 prayers, and we'll put them out in the winds and see how people feel about them. Last week's topic: why has the act of etiquette changed over the years?
It's a choice. People choose to walk away from it. And
that's
I really feel like, you know it. You just don't. I had a situation where I was holding the door for a woman.
Okay.
And as I'm holding the door, she was on her phone, so she didn't pay me no attention, so she went through the other door.
Okay.
Now, I could been mad and and said something to her while she was on the phone. But to me, I know what I tried to do is just out of act of kindness.
Right.
So if I did anything other than that, then my kind act was just went away.
Right.
Then it's nothing but evilness. So then the next time something happened, you choose not to want to do it because of that situation. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right. And listen, what's important about that, everybody should take note here. What's important about that is that there is an etiquette to that situation. If you are at a cash register with in a convenience store or a grocery store, put your phones down. Ask the person you're talking. You can talk until you get up to the register, but when you get up to the register, be available for the lady to ask you questions, for you to get your business transaction done. It is so frustrating for those people to service us, and our minds are somewhere else. So there is an etiquette to that. When she walked through the door, she should have put the phone down and said, or just looked at you, acknowledged you, and said thank you.
That's all I was looking for.
What's so interesting is that she didn't even notice you holding the door. She opened the other door, right?
And kept on about her business.
Right. So
I don't need you to hold that door from me.
Well, on the other side, it could have been a very subconscious blindness. You know what I mean? Like she really was just in a whole nother zone. She wasn't paying you no attention. She wouldn't even think about the fact that a gentleman just tried to open the door for her. She was just completely opening the door and going on about her business. No. And so, yeah, there is an etiquette of that situation. There's a whole lot of etiquette that needs to take place. And my notion is that it's just the lessons aren't being passed down. right? Somehow or another, there's just a knowledge gap, and it could be lack of family, a family breakdown. It could be a lack of quality in men or even potentially in women in the world, but there's a communication gap, and it's not being taught. Think about it now. When the last time you had a class on any kind of etiquette? There is an etiquette to the internet. There's an etiquette to a dinner and a 5-star restaurant. There's an etiquette to a relationship. We talked last week about the etiquette of asking for money. How do you borrow money and in the right way?
Do not go to Cash App and request something from my ass and don't call me. I'm telling you right now, I had a problem then, got a problem now.
Right.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Etiquette, don't do it.
That is not good etiquette,
no.
right? That is
it
not
will get
good
you
etiquette.
cussed the hell out.
See,
lose all my
right. And the point of the matter here is that there is a way to do everything, right? You don't go into your boss's office bitching about how bad things are trying to get a promotion. That just doesn't work that way. You can't go in there fussing and griping about your current manager or current boss. It doesn't work that way. The etiquette is you ask him for a sit-down meeting, you tell him your intentions, or you write a letter or an email, and you make sure that he gets it, and then y'all have a discussion about it. But you're not going to get the goods with negativity and going downhill. We talked a little bit about correcting people. And, there is an etiquette to correcting people. I think the greatest lesson in life is that you're not going to get anybody's attention if they don't think you're on their side, right? You can't correct anybody fussing at them. And moms and parents have done it for years. It does not work, and everybody who's ever done it can testify to this. You cannot get good fruit talking down to people, whether they are your children or whether they are on your senior level. That you have to have tact when you communicate with people. If somebody do something to offend you, you have a conversation with them about what they said. You don't snarl out at them and just say, well, I don't like the way you did this and you this and you that. That if you come at a person, here's the reality, another reality. If you come at a person in a very antagonistic way, they have no choice but to be equally antagonistic. In fact, that is the rule of thumb, is that the only way they're going to get you off of them is if you come antagonistic, they got to be more antagonistic than you are. And only at that point will they kind of settle down. Right? You meet angry people with anger, and then you can take them down, right? So, there is a way to correct people. There is a way to get your point across, and you don't have to be derogatory. You don't have to be flip at the mouth.
Right.
Yes.
My mama used to whoop me, right?
Okay.
And then she'd get on the phone and tell her girlfriend what I did. Can you please tell me what kind of etiquette was that? Because it's still in my head. You already whooped me, all right? I'm already there crying, talking about you better shut up when you get it again. You done spent enough time hitting me that you should want to see me cry at this point.
Right.
So I'm sitting over there trying not to cry. And she gonna tell her girlfriend what all I, so I gotta hear it all over again. So, and then she got a nerve to look at me and is like, I be feeling like this, giving it to him again.
Listen,
help me with that one.
That may not be etiquette.
That ain't no etiquette.
That's more strategy.
That ain't no strategy. That's torture.
No,
I still remember that.
She feel like, subconsciously, she feels like if she then she done whooped your ass, right?
Yeah, she got me.
But now she gonna embarrass you. So she gonna whoop your ass and embarrass you.
I thought the ass whooping was the embarrassment.
No, and then listen,
she ain't that big to be
embarrassments can go to other levels. So you don't want, she coming up to your school and whooping your ass.
She did that too?
That'll be an ass whooping and embarrassment.
It wasn't that about Ray. You like I was gonna stick around for it.
You can't.
You
can't come home if you run from an ass whooping, Jay.
Yes, I can. I bet you I take it there better than over there.
Listen,
everybody said, you quick.
There's an etiquette in getting an ass whooping. You can't talk back and you can't run. And if you do, you increase the ass whooping.
Hey, sometimes you gotta weigh things out. If you at school and all your friends around and your mama go on that person, she pull out that big long belt and you stick around, you the fool.
Listen, you the fool for running. I'm going to tell you.
I took off.
I would never run from Richard
Kraft. I got it at home with nobody around.
Yeah.
She got me, but nobody knew about it.
listen.
Till she called her friend.
You know that what you did was wrong. So you might as well face the punishment and take a little behind whooping than to run and get a big. Because if you run, if your mama whoop you, right, then ain't no really reason for daddy to whoop you. But if you run, mama gonna get her ass, and then daddy gonna get him a taste of that ass when you get home too.
Hey, let me tell you something.
He gonna get his little fire on. So and listen, your grandma might want to get a piece of the action.
I mean, I think it was a line outside my damn door. I think the neighbors jumped in.
Listen,
everybody wanted to beat on me.
This is the great lesson of etiquette, right? That if you just take your ass whoopings, sometime you can just overcome it and then be on to the next thing. But if you gonna try to lie about it and string it out for years, and there's a price to pay.
Oh yeah, I took that price. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I took the hard road. I ain't take the short road. I'm sorry. I wasn't getting beat like that in front of all my friends.
Okay.
Man, they was cruel. Them kids wasn't right back then.
Yeah.
Something wrong with them today.
Yeah, they
ain't right now.
Yeah.
And then you want me to get whooped in front of them? Oh, let me tell you, they talked about your ass the rest of the school year.
Yeah.
Listen, that run home, it might have been a lonely run, knowing what was going to happen when I got there. But at least when I got that and I went back to school, only thing they talked about, you was awful quick. Your mama looked like she was trying to catch you, but you was awful quick.
Listen, you sound like a man who weighed his consequences. I can't fault you for that. Right? Let's go ahead and move on. We got to do our quote for the week, and then we got to get out of here. We got about 3-4 minutes before we go to our first break. Right. Barbara, who could not be with us tonight, God bless her soul. Thank her for putting this quote together. This is a magnificent quote, and I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to come back to just a few points that will kind of tie it down before we go to break. It goes like this: it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to give yourself time to do your own thing, to know your self-worth. It's okay to give yourself some attention. It's okay to do what's best for you, to give yourself power to think differently in order to love yourself and to never give up. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to accept your own opinion versus the 10 other opinions that's coming against you. It's okay to do what's best for you. Sometimes you're going to be in a situation and you're just going to have to decide if you're going to do what's best for everybody or you're going to do what's best for you. And the difference maker is, does that person have your same best interest in mind? If they don't have your same best interest in mind, then you have to do what's best for you, because they just might sleight of hand you. They just might take. They just might want more than they are supposed to get. And so now you got to take care of yourself. Love yourself. How many situations have you, if you folks will think about it, over your life, how many situations have you really given up a part of yourself for someone else only to be disappointed that they didn't appreciate it or they didn't return it? How many times has that happened? How many times if we'd have taken that moment or that situation and we'd have just took care of ourselves, would we not have faced many of the challenges that we faced? Right? And I think about borrowing money. Hey, I took a chance on some people and loaned them some money and put me in a real bad place. And if I would have, I already known that they probably wasn't going to pay it back, but I was hoping that they would. Right? And so I stepped out on a limb and I helped them. And when I didn't get done right, man, that was a terrible blow to my spirit. Right? And so maybe I should have just took care of myself then. Maybe I should have just said, hey, you know what, man, I ain't got the money. I can't help you. My bills would have been right on point. I would have had no problems. And so there comes a time when we have to pay ourselves more attention, to value ourselves, to give ourselves opportunities to make mistakes and grow up from them, rebound from them, love ourselves enough so that we'll never have any intentions on giving up.
That's right. And for all the ones that had that happen and y'all gave money and they did not pay it back, y'all need to go borrow something from they behind. Okay, y'all need to go on ahead. And I don't know if they just bought a lawnmower or whatever. They just ask to borrow it and don't get it back. They be like, when am I gonna get it back? Well, I ain't never got mine. I'm just saying you gotta offset some things. You know, you gotta know how to play with people because they playing wrong. You gotta get them back right. Just trying to help them out a little bit.
All right.
Because again, you know,
Okay.
they cash at me, bro.
I'm
I'm still scarred from that whole request thing. You know, I was about to delete the whole thing when I got problems.
We feel you. We feel you. Okay, listen, it is time for us to take our first break, but before we do, let me introduce the topic for the week.
What we got?
And, man, we're going to have some fun with this one. I think we're going to have to dance it a little bit because it's such a very unique and tied-down topic, as I might think.
What we got?
It goes like this. Why do people believe we are in a monogamous relationship just because we do relationship things together?
Oh, I can't wait to get on that one. That real, y'all don't know how to have a good conversation.
Okay, so now listen. This is the dating world conversation.
I got that, bro.
Why do people believe we are in a monogamous relationship just because we do relationship things together?
I got this.
Just because I take you to church don't mean you're my girlfriend, right? Okay,
believe me, she ain't thinking it's monogamous relationship because she took it to church. It's what it took her upstairs.
Listen, I believe this has been a fabulous first segment. We hope you folks are enjoying the show. We got a lot more lined up for you. We got Jamal coming into the building by Mike. We got the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey coming on. And, of course, Jay and I go so hard in the paint on the second half of the show on the subject. And so you folks stay tuned. We got a lot of great new music lined up for you. I always like to play the latest and greatest, especially R&B. So, you know, if you get a chance to hear it, I hope you enjoy it. We'll be right back. More Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
cheating now. Now that go. Kind of you show it off. Make them look at it. Make them double check that number. Say again now? So we double check that number. Double check it.
We need to put on the second song. This track's so high right here.
All right.
All
Welcome
right.
back with Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome back.
Man, I don't know about this topic right here, but I'm going to tell you right now, we going to go harder after the 8 o'clock hour, okay?
Okay.
Because I got a hurricane sitting behind my bar that's just trying to tear up some stuff.
Right.
But before I let the hurricane loose, before y'all find out what juice she got for you, I got this person that's on the phone next to this person right here. I don't know how his day went, but again, he all over the world. He travels. He do big things, and he's doing something for us tonight. Jamal, how you doing, big baby? Okay.
All right.
So,
Chirp, chirp, cricket, cricket again.
you have an intro with no person.
That's all right. That's
Peep
all
out.
right. We can
This
see.
person right here, I don't know how his day went, but again, he all over the world.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need to hear me again. I need to hear Jamal.
Right. All right. So we don't have
All
Jamal
right.
right now. Maybe a perfect opportunity for us to really start a dialogue on the subject.
Oh, you want to dive in already?
Well, I think it'd be a
I
great
ain't
time to
scared.
just start, putting in some work here, Why do people believe we are in a monogamous relationship just because we do relationship things together?
Now again.
Oh man,
Uh-oh. Okay. Did we get my boy? Do we got Jamal back? Hello?
yo, what's poppin', fellas?
All right, Jamal, how you doing, big baby, man? Well, first of all, how was your day? Because you get kind of
Oh man, just another day, another grind, fellas, man. You know how I go, hard work. Hard work is easy work.
Yeah. And it sounded like you were poised to answer the question. Did you hear the question?
Ah man, how you get accused of being in a relationship for doing relationship type things?
Yes.
Man,
Yes. What's your take on that, my friend?
Go ahead.
can't
Sneak.
get caught double dipping. I mean, it's the rules to the game. Like, if you don't want that title, you don't get all of the privileges. You get some. So if you tell her y'all just friends with benefits, that means she is not entitled to cook for you. She is not entitled to support you through your rough days. She is entitled to D and leave. Now, women, if you got a backup man for everything in the world, don't be surprised for his justification for having backup women. And whatever he offered as his justification, same rules apply. Cornballs, do not let her talk you into believing she is the only one that could do some dirt. So, yeah. Can't get caught double dipping.
Man, You listen. We got a lady in the house. She said that's bullshit.
Call game. I want to hear this. Call game.
I've been trying to get on the mic
Call
for
game.
weeks, man.
I got a wire.
She does great background work, but she will not come live, huh?
You
you
said
come-
it's a female in the house, and she said what? I say she need to come to the table, have this conversation with me, sweetheart. What's happening?
Yeah, because the world needs to understand this whole thing a little bit better, right?
Right. All right.
Hey,
If
I heard
I
was,
do relationship type things, then they come with the title.
yeah,
But the same thing go like if I'm acting like your man, but you don't want to call me your man in front of your girls or in front of your whatever, okay, that's fine. When another female start jerking da 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 da, and she asks, "Do you got a girl?" Nah, I'm single. Same rules apply. Say something, and then I'm gonna just call you for the game that you did. You ain't want to claim me in front of your friends, so I ain't want to claim you in front of the girl that wanted to smash me. Fair is fair.
he said,
That's
you
game
have
on.
something to say, ma'am? No.
Oh, now she ain't got nothing to say.
I mean,
That's
you
crazy
know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander when it come in that road. And, I've always been one of those cats that's just like, well, I was dating her and I thought we were on some unspoken, kind of be each other's type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, she got something else going on, so I'm going to go get something else going on too. And
Right.
no hard feelings, right? It wasn't our destiny,
Right.
right? I'm not going to ever chase a woman, what I mean? I'm not going to ever, not unless she's already mine, you know what I'm saying? And usually if, I
Okay.
may have done
Fair
something
enough.
wrong, I'll chase my woman, but I'm not going to chase a woman
Okay, fair enough.
to get her. So,
Barbara, I got it.
I don't know, man. If she's, if she in my corner, cool. If she go out and mess around and I ain't committed to her, ain't nothing I can say.
Right.
There's nothing I can say.
But
There's
see,
nothing I can do.
That's
right?
where the game gets
Now
twisted.
here go the double standard to this now.
Right.
Because cornballs, they do this type of stuff, and they make it hard for real cheese out here.
Go ahead.
Cornball.
Go ahead.
If she tell you she's single or she dating other men, it will behoove you not to go doing the extra mile, because it'll be somebody like me that will say, thank you for paying her light bill. I ain't had to take care of it this month, and you still ain't came over to the house. Like, and I'm going to enjoy everything you paid for like you did it for me. Good looking. Teamwork make the dream work. Like, don't overreach. Like, don't overreach.
Okay.
If she tell you what it is, accept it.
Accept it. Yeah.
Women,
Listen, if somebody
If
don't
she
want you, they
tell
don't want you.
what
shit.
it is.
Yeah.
Don't go leaving your toothbrush or your bra over there low key thinking, oh, you gonna slide your way into the closet. No. Follow the rules to the game.
Listen,
if
you
she
know-
say, hey, you know what it is. I only call you after 9:30, 10. Respect the rules to the game.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? That's a great argument, but you ain't gonna never get that to change.
What's that?
Somebody trying to leave a toothbrush,
you
and
can.
some heels, you know what I'm saying? You could try, but
I'm
you
just
ain't gonna
telling
never
you.
really stop that from
Because the
going
next
down.
person
But
throw that round out.
Listen,
That's
every
why I be
real
trying to tell you, don't do
man
that.
know if he got a side joint and a main joint, if that side thing leave anything over, she ain't getting it back. It's
No.
going in the trash. Because my main girl ain't finna see none of this.
Right. So listen, you got this young lady,
Mm.
you're dating her,
Uh-huh.
and it
Right.
seems like the relationship is starting to move into, from wherever it is, it's moving into a monogamous relationship, right? And
Okay,
so
okay.
and so there's it's not a good thing, but there are some assumptions that'll be made, like, okay, I'm expecting you to be at the family dinner, or I'm expecting us to have dinner tonight, or I'm expecting you to stay with me tonight, all those things. Like
Okay.
she's starting to expect relationship things. Do you do anything when she starts to expect that? Do you strike up a conversation? Do you go ahead and put the brakes on right then, or do you just let her
I mean,
keep carrying it out?
first thing first is if me and her had the understanding up front, like, hey, sweetheart, I'm not looking for nothing long term. See, that's one thing. If we had that conversation, it's like, you know what, babe, I'm feeling you. If it's going in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, you fair. You can pretty much call the pump brakes at any point. If it's after 7, 8 months, at that point, y'all a relationship. After a year and there ain't nobody else in the picture and she done met the family, y'all in a relationship. Anything else is
Y'all in,
stupid.
yeah.
Women,
Yeah, y'all
if
in a
he don't
relationship.
want to claim you after a year and you met his mama or his kids or his nephew, if he don't want to claim you after that, go find you another man because another man going to treat you for the queen that you are.
Yeah,
But don't
but
sit around
but
and wait on
just
a
'cause-
man thinking he going to change.
yeah.
If he don't claim you after a year, you just convenient.
Yeah, but don't think because you ain't been chosen in a particular way that you ain't being well nurtured and take care of. You know, don't throw out your blessings because you're looking for something that the other person might not be ready for or into or whatever the case may be. Another great part of this discussion. It was something real important I wanted to say on the subject, and I'm losing my train of thought. But sometimes when those relationships start to change and they start to deepen, here's my thought: if you spend 4 or 5 nights together in the same house with the same girl or the same guy, right? 4 or 5 nights. That means I know how your typical weekends go, and I know how your typical weekdays go. So after 4 or 5 nights of staying together, it's hard for you to tell me you're gonna spend the night at home. It don't make sense for you to go home, right? It don't make sense for you to go home after we done spent 4. I'm like, well, you only live 30, 20 minutes away. Like,
Right.
what do you need to do after 10 o'clock when you can't be with me? Why you can't be at the
How long at this point
crib?
you and that woman talking?
Say again?
How long would it be at this point that you and that woman talking that she's staying 4 nights over there?
I don't know. Let's say y'all been together a couple of months. But 4 or 5 nights, 4 or 5 nights. You know what I'm saying? Why you need to get home on a Thursday night? What else going on? You know what I mean? What's really happening? Like what? I thought we were gonna have dinner together. I thought we were gonna have dinner together.
I give you the reason straight like this. From a cold-blooded pimp, player, this how it is.
Yeah.
I'll rock with you Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday evening,
Yeah.
hey, babe, I'm gonna head to the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just rather your place isn't my place.
Right.
I got my place. You got your place.
Right.
Unless we talking about living together, I can leave whenever I want to.
Yeah.
Guess what? Tonight I might miss my bed. Tonight I want to stretch out all the way. Tonight I don't want to hear you snoring.
Okay.
Tonight I don't want to see you put on the turban. Tonight I want to just play some whatever I want to do. I want to binge watch Netflix by myself because I'm tired of you talking about it Monday through Thursday, every commercial. What they doing? Who happened? I don't want to hear all that. Tonight I want to be free. I want to fart in my house naked. Tonight I just want to be me.
Okay,
You know
listen.
what I'm saying?
Okay,
Until
listen.
we
Man,
married.
I love it. Listen.
I'm pimping.
Hold on. I absolutely love all of those details. I identify with every single one of them, right? Every single one of them. But when you leave that house on that 5th or 6th night talking about you want some space and you want some time, you are immediately saying that you don't want to be in a monogamous relationship. At the very moment you pack your bag, whether it's a full measure of your intent or not, you're sending the message that I don't want to be in a relationship. That's how a woman's gonna take it. And if you ain't been with enough women, you will understand what I'm talking about. The next time you spend 4 nights, 5 nights with a woman.
Because I want to go home after 3 months on a Friday night.
Yeah.
We not together no
But listen,
more.
bruh,
By
that's
Monday, wait a minute.
no, that's not how
Can't have the
relationships
weekend.
work. You can't just
Wait a
run when
minute,
you
you gotta
in a
give me
relationship. You can't just change things when you in a relationship. Bro, a relationship says that, hey,
we got Monopoly Mondays, Taco Tuesdays, Wild Out Wednesdays, and Turn Up Thursdays. Friday, I need chill. Saturday is college football anyway.
But listen,
and Saturday, you know better than
but
to
listen,
bother me.
if you
Sunday,
giving it,
nothing.
if you loving on that woman good all week long, right? That in her mind, I just need you to feel this, bruh. In her mind, that you're gonna be out doing something else on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday night. You're gonna be out doing some other woman on those nights. So now you're gonna have to start to deal with her insecurities.
Like me, she know it can happen Monday through Thursday while I'm at the office.
She
I'm
not gonna
just saying
believe you
I have
just,
lunch break for a reason.
bruh. She not gonna believe you just hanging out with your boys on Friday night.
What?
She not gonna believe
What?
that,
Oh,
right?
I need a
Because
female.
she
We
know
need a female
that
on this line.
she know that for 4 or 5 consecutive nights you was the straight Energizer Bunny. And so now you think on the 5th and 6th night, the Energizer Bunny ain't gonna be in her bed, he gonna be in somebody else's bed. I'm trying to tell you how a woman's mind works. And so when you listen, no, hold on, we gotta go to break.
Okay, you are right. That might
you
be
playing
how
games.
women
When you
mind
playing
work.
games
But
the way you talking.
This is when a cornball got to step up and be a man. Man, listen. If you are in a relationship with this woman and you really care about that woman, and you really might just say, babe, Friday, Saturday, I am going to be with the boys, watch the game, tailgate, or whatever. You got to have a certain level of trust and a certain level of respect about that woman that even when your boys are around, you still show her the respect of, yo, I'm about her and ain't nothing else. When you build that type of security in your woman, you can have free nights. But if you give her the belief that she is not your woman, but just another number on your collection, well, then, yes, you got to go through all that. Then when you leave the house, then pack your bag, then really mean somebody done broke up.
Okay, that's
but
good.
When you put that in it,
that's good.
Like, baby, you know I'm about you, I'm about me, but I'm going with the boys tonight. You good?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you when I get back.
Yeah.
Make sure you got some tacos for me when I get there.
Yeah.
With the raisins.
That's how you
whatever
handle
it is, man. Just gotta put that voice in it.
Yeah, but no, it ain't about the voice, man. It ain't about the voice, yo, brother. It's how you approach it, right? It ain't about manning up to anything. It's about manning up. You know what I mean? It ain't about it ain't about flexing muscles. It's about coming at it in a respectful manner. So she's not gonna she'll believe you more if you come right at her, to come the right way. But if you don't come the right way, now you're making an excuse to not be with her. That's what she's going to think.
That's what
right? That's
what I just said.
Yeah.
But that's why
as long as you come at her and keep it a beam with her and tell her, hey, babe, as long as you have that level of respect, and even when she's not around, everybody know that he about his woman, she will believe that, yeah, you can go out with the boys Friday and Saturday because I know y'all really, you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
But if she don't have that trust in you, well, then she got every reason to doubt you about everything else.
There you go. And
but
listen,
again,
building that trust is what's the most important part of the equation. Because without that, everything goes awry when you leave. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Even if she don't tell you, she going to enjoy you coming back on Sunday night and Monday. But she going to be like, where was you at? And she ain't going to trust you. And she ain't, da-da-da-da-da. And you may miss a few other fringe benefits because you just wasn't straight with her, But let's take a break. We got to pay the bills here, so to speak. And we're going to be right back. We'll talk with Jay. We got the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey coming on. I really need you for the second half of this show, bruh, because I believe you can add a lot of real value to this. We just out of time right now. Can you come back and be with us at 8 o'clock?
Yeah, totally.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I hear some real powerful stuff coming out of you, and I need you for this conversation. So let's get him back on, Jay. All right, folks, we're going to be right back from Bar Talk with Jay right after this track.
We'll be right back. check. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right.
All right. All right. Mike. Mike. All right. All right. And we are back.
Bar Talk with Jay back in the building, man. Woo. If y'all heard my man Jamal went in. He gave us a little bit to talk about.
He gave us some very interesting perspectives to
Some
talk
key
about.
points.
Yeah.
I like how he was talking. Again, Taco Tuesday.
Right.
Y'all know about no Taco Tuesday. Y'all know nothing about that.
Yes, we do.
Okay, we got a special guest. Okay, we gonna have a female
hello.
ponytamoid.
Glad you
what
could
mean?
join us.
Always.
You want talking to the mic for us?
All right, all right.
Her mic's not up.
All right. We
Is it
got,
on?
We
Yeah,
got the
it's
voice.
on now.
Yeah, we got them. We
Okay.
got them doing their thing.
Okay, and your name, huh?
Anissa Bray.
All right,
right.
Miss Anissa, how you doing?
I'm good.
Glad to have you. So I know you're gonna bring some perspective. We really miss a woman's perspective on
Yes,
this
we
show,
do.
Okay.
and we'd love to hear from you. Chime in where you may,
Okay.
and we'll just ride out here as we do. Now we are going to miss out on the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey tonight.
Yeah.
It looks like he may be tied up and can't join us, so we're going to continue to elaborate on the subject. And there is a craft segment that Barbara put together for me. I'd love to do, and we'll probably take some time later on to do that. But since we got the lady in the house, we're going to go ahead and chime in on the topic for tonight. The question is, why do people believe we are in a monogamous relationship just because we do relationship things?
Why you laughing over there? You just bust out with that one.
Well, I'm open to open relationships, so
Okay.
I don't know why that is. I think completely different.
Ooh, girl, we need you. You just opened up 2 or 3 cans, I do believe.
And I like them worms.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some gummy worms tonight. Let's talk about this.
We're gonna dabble off a little bit, but let's stay honed in. Why would someone believe they're in a monogamous relationship just because they do relationship things? What's going on there? What's going on under the curtain? Any ideas?
What are the relationship things?
But you know what? That's a great question.
Okay, I get to
listen,
it. I have some fun with
yeah,
this.
relationship things are
Relationship things,
based on
you spending
perception.
the whole night.
Right.
See, when you know it ain't like that, and I said I ain't trying to, you really shouldn't be spending the whole night. You should be hitting and you should be leaving.
Okay.
All of a
Okay.
sudden now you spending the whole night. We go in the movies. We doing things of relationship type things because that's
So
what you're more
going to the
used
movies is dating.
That's
That's
right.
Right.
not, that's not relationship.
But they can call it.
Well, see,
people can feel.
and here's
they get in their feelings.
Yeah, here's the switch point, right? I said this just a moment ago before you came in, that this is all about dating. And so you're dating someone, you're getting to know someone, and all of it starts to fall into this rhythm or this relationship feel. And sometimes people don't address the real issues that need to be going on during those times. But the person receiving the love, so to speak, might be getting taken out to movies, and they might have the special someone spending the night, and they might have met the family, maybe even at church on Sunday, or and so Jay is saying, well, man, you need to get up from there. But why do I have to be inconvenienced because I want to come spend time with you? You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be like that. I don't necessarily agree with that program where I'm going, but
you didn't agree with you didn't agree with the monogamy program, and that's what you want. See, again, it starts with the conversation first.
It should start with a
Absolutely.
conversation.
If you're not
Absolutely.
having that conversation, you setting yourself up for failure regardless.
Yeah, but listen, Jay.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and speak for women who was or potentially is in Jay's world. Okay, I'm just gonna share a perspective, right? This is just a perspective.
It
This
sound
ain't
like
real.
snitching.
This is all hypothesis, right?
So you treat women nicely.
Educated
and
guess.
Then it turns into
No, it ain't that. It ain't that. Here's the pivot
I think
point.
you're right.
This
I think
is
you're right.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
They have a nice time and they might enjoy some festivities. They come and meet the family and mom and all of that great stuff, right? But as soon as they're ready to have a conversation, he has to put a wall up, right? Because oftentimes they don't receive the information coming at them. Right? He's like, okay, I got to protect myself. I maybe got to protect this person, her a little bit. And so now I got to push her away a little bit because the conversation says that I want more. See, why don't people have those
conversation or the actions?
No. If you want to have a conversation about it, you're ready to.
The woman.
Yeah, or even the man, I guess in some cases. But if you're ready to have a conversation toward the end of dating, approaching into a relationship, that says, I want this. I'm ready to, you don't typically want to bring it up if you don't want it. The only reason you're going to bring it up is because you want it. You ready to have that conversation like, all right, I'm ready for you to be my man. You ain't not seeing nobody else, right?
That's a conversation to have. You don't go into monogamy without a conversation.
You don't. But here's the problem, is that the man perhaps ain't even thinking in that node. He done some nice things for her, and now she wants to have a conversation. You see what I mean? And once she initiates the conversation, it don't typically go well, right?
It went too bad for me.
That's because you don't give a shit.
I mean, Greg, that was nice. That was not nice.
No, listen, you're the mentality that the world needs to have, right? Straight up, straight out front, black and white,
right.
no chaser.
No.
Straight up, no chaser, right? But listen, the reality is that's not what's going on. People get misled for short or even long periods of time because they don't want to necessarily have a conversation. Right. They just kind of receive, I know you was missing on Friday and Saturday night, but I ain't going to say nothing to you. How you doing tonight, baby? Because I'm enjoying so much you being here, I'm not going to antagonize the situation. And I think grown women have learned that. Learn that over time. They don't want the same things that young women don't. Obviously they don't, but they don't typically bring it up like that. They typically just kind of see what's going on, and they're gonna make their decision from basically what's going on. Hey, you showing me you want to be here, we gonna be here. If you showing me you ain't here, then I understand. I ain't gonna bother you. I know you disappear on Thursday nights. I'm not gonna bother you, and you can go and handle your business, right? But you probably won't get grits and gravy next time you come back over here, right? Or I might be busy the next time you want to come back over here. Right. And so they start to speak up just by listening. A lot of people want to have that conversation, and the conversation, if it don't go the way she wants it to, sometimes she gets upset. Sometimes
hell, I'm telling you all the time, I ain't had one yet.
I just said that it's a conversation that you know
rough.
Yeah, but
I go straight up. I mean,
you go straight up, and
I have no choice.
You have no choice.
No choice.
But I keep trying to bring this home because I think this is the important of this whole discussion, is that if you're taking the things that happen in our dating as relationship things and you don't have the conversation, you cannot expect the monogamous relationship.
Do you ever say, like, I'm going out on a date?
Oh, no, you wouldn't say that.
Why wouldn't you?
I've said it. We're going on a date. I date, go out, have fun. I go
somebody else. I would say it.
Yeah, it depends. It depends.
It
would depend.
That sets the expectation.
It should.
I mean,
it should. Yeah,
it should. Let me have some more
exactly
fun
right.
with this, because I like where y'all at.
Yeah, I do too.
I want to stir the pot.
I do
y'all
too.
Ain't stirring the damn pot.
Go ahead. We're
gonna have some fun with it.
We got a few minutes. We got 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Is a lot of times you get into this. I've been in a marriage for a very long time, 16 years. Probably been divorced now like 7 years. So I'm used to being with a person. Okay. So when I start dating, I made it very clear I'm just dating. I'm not trying to look for a monogamous relationship. I can stay on up front all day long. People gonna hear me. They ain't really hearing me. They trying to feel out what I'm doing. Things I'm gonna show you probably should be more relationship type stuff because that's what I'm really about. Okay, that's what I'm around. That's what I'm used to. So I tell that on the upfront because again, I already know I gotta do my own healing. I got a lot of stuff going on anyway. So a lot of time everybody think it's game. Well, see, game need to recognize game because if I told you on the upfront, then you need to understand where I'm at. Okay, but that's what they ain't trying to hear. So then you go out with them and you have fun with them, and they stay overnight. My whole thing is I don't gotta kick you out. I'm respectful. Bottom line, if you tired and you don't want to leave, stay. That's you. I don't care.
But that's what a man would do.
Leave and feel more. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I can't say I have not led to a situation where they wanted to be in a monogamous relationship because of the things that I showed them.
Right.
One, I'm a respectful, good dude. So I'm looking for somebody to probably see me as that. That's fine. But if I say that's not what I want, then don't disrespect me as well and try to change me because you feel like you can or you change somebody else. I'm not that person. So when we go down this road, all of a sudden it's like a big bump. And that's what you say, a wall. Ain't no damn wall. You just wasn't listening. So all of a sudden I get hit with, oh, well, I'm not understanding why we ain't further along and you just being stubborn. No. You just wasn't listening.
Listen, no. Listen, I'm gonna tell you that's good stuff, Jay, because they heard what you said
Right.
and they listened to what you, they listened to it, but they couldn't hear it.
Why not?
Well, see,
They felt?
listen, the last
Is that what
3
they told
or
you?
4 relationships
Say
that
my
they
name
were
in tone.
the last 3 or 4 relationships that they were in, their man left them in the bed at their house. Their man, and that action, just that little thing says to them, wow, he must really think something of me. He must really like me. Okay, that means I can like him like that, right? Oh, wow, he introduced me to his mama. Do you know how women, it's kind of taboo a lot of times women to meet people's mama. Hey, if I meet your mama, then, well, you must really think something of me, right? And so you're sending a love family type message, and when they respond to it, you just mash them out the way. Like, you got to be a little more empathetic, man. You got to,
That
you
is
know.
empathetic, though, because
Well,
I would rather be told just straight up. Like,
Everybody would.
No, everybody wouldn't.
I mean,
Not
listen,
at all.
listen. No, I think
Everybody
everybody.
That's
I think
not-
I do
no, 'cause
think
people
everybody
can't
wants.
take it.
I do.
Thank
A lot of times people
promise
cannot
you.
take that
Okay.
at all.
See, I believe that people want to know, right?
In theory.
Kind of in the background, right?
That's in theory.
But they don't ask because if they ask, it's going to create that trouble. That's kind of what I was talking about.
If you ask, then you're going to know. So if they really want to know, then and they ask, they're going to be told.
That's correct.
Or
And they
lied
can't
to.
handle the truth.
One or the other.
Yeah. How many of those relationships linger on? What percentage of those relationships
But
just kind
that's
of
the
linger?
whole point, is for it to not linger on if it's not going to be,
Beneficial. or
beneficial
healthy.
to
I
both
know.
people.
I hear the point.
So-
I'm attempting to get some scale on what's really happening. That we see there's a lot of lingering things
Well, I've been
because.
married 5 times, so
You know how to
I'm
pull a me.
always-
Well, see, you a decision maker, and maybe not a good one,
No, she a
but
deal-
listen, you will
I'm a closer.
She get it. That girl gets it.
you will decide, and that's
I
what's
will.
important. You will decide, but maybe I might have some hindsight. You might have been happy in all 5 of them. You know what I'm saying?
Roll in a row.
You might change your mind quick. I don't know. We'd like to hear what's going on underneath that surface. There might be some patterns you're seeing. And you keep, marrying the same
just
person
nosy.
maybe over and over.
I
don't know.
don't. I marry different people every single time because I like variety. So
Ooh,
I
girl,
just
girl, I like her. She like Kool-Aid like I do.
So
Adrian would tell you like you are the X to the next queen. I will
In and
move
out.
right
You
on.
fire them in a heartbeat, huh?
Not necessarily. I mean, we break up for various reasons. I like variety, so sometimes I had a 16-year marriage, and
Enough of that.
I
And
dabbled in variety during that marriage, and so that ended that way. And
Picked up
I
another
chose
one.
not to lie after that.
There you go.
After
I
that.
like
After that marriage,
learn
I
something.
chose not to ever lie to anybody for anything. So
Mm.
that was good for me. And
Yes.
some people can take it and some people can't.
Now that's-
Guys take it much easier though.
Yes.
Because I'm literally like, I found somebody I like more than you, so we're not going out.
Well, damn.
But he broke off respectfully. He felt like I respected him by saying that.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Because I was
Flatten
just
your
like,
tires.
I mean,
on,
you
John,
know-
I
Came
found
back
somebody that's
around,
better
he was
than
like,
you.
How is your guy?
When
No,
some-
I like him better than you. Not he's better than you, but I like him better
Well, that's
than
why
you.
you
And so
Be walking.
I'm going to move
Be on
forward
water
with that
food.
and try that out. He came back
Listen,
and
let's-
we went out on a date.
Listen, I mean, that was a good date too. Listen, we're gonna take a break here and come back and we'll
Damn that break.
No, we coming back. We coming back. That's
No, no.
good stuff.
No,
That's
no,
good stuff.
This break right here will not be the music. We have a bartender that's gonna show us the special drink. I couldn't do it at the 8 o'clock hour, so I got to do it at this
Okay.
time
Okay.
right here. And then when we come back, Jeffrey is gonna jump on.
Jeffrey gonna jump on.
Jeffrey's
Okay.
gonna jump on.
Beautiful.
We're gonna try to grab Jamal towards the very end, and then we're gonna get back into her 5
Okay.
Five alive. We're gonna find out. See,
Five
a lot of
alive.
women can't even get one marriage. She went through five, working on 6. That's what I'm talking about.
Working on 6.
See, I'm
right?
talking about. So who the next victim? We're gonna find out when we just come right back. But right now we got this person that's behind the bar. The person that's behind the bar right now is known as Hurricane. Harisha. Inertia.
Mike. All right.
Anyway, she a hurricane that's about to make some serious things happen tonight. She got a special drink, Bar Talk with Jay. And if you was in the building and you drink responsibly because we got a drink for you. What we got tonight, girl?
We got, her name is Citrus.
Wait, when you named the drink? What's the
I
drink?
surely did. Citrus.
Citrus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well tell us how you make citrus, girl.
Okay.
Get my ass over here. Get me one.
Nah, I'll speak it up.
Hold the mic in front of her.
Yes, ma'am.
Put it right in front of her.
Jesus.
She Jamaican.
All right, so we got 2 shots of Parmesan, peach Parmesan.
This is mine, correct?
Yes. It's got sugar around the rim, by the way.
All right.
That's for my diabetes.
2 shots of peach parmesan. And I love me some parmesan. What?
Oh my goodness, it's good. I'm sorry you don't drink it.
Mm.
I'm tell you right now. I haven't seen that
Sprite.
for the night.
Okay, and we got some Sprite. Yeah, it looked like about a shot or 2. Yeah, a shot or 2.
Hey, crazy.
A dab. I like that.
And then we have some Jose Cuervo, and this is orange and peach margarita.
Okay, we got some Jose Cuervo peach margarita mix. What is it? Orange and pineapple margarita mix. It sure look good in the bottle. Get me a bottle of that. All right. Shaken and not stirred. All right, she's pouring up a masterpiece right here. Ooh. And a slice of orange. Lovely. Look at that. What do we call this again? Citrus. Let me check that out.
It's gonna get toe up. That's right. Put the mic back on the left.
Yeah, that's lovely. I like that. That doesn't have a bite to it at all. I've been looking for something citrusy, for an evening drink.
See,
this
this
is
is how
a wonderful-
relationships get started right here with a good drink.
This is how
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After a while, she started looking different.
Yeah.
You're looking at it one way, you start looking at it again, you be like, "Ah." That's right.
You
That's
got
why I
something
talk
you
with
wanna
Jay.
share
For
with
you. Hold on. You got to let everybody know where to find you. You're a real bartender. Let everybody know. This is the real deal up here at Bar Talk with Jay.
Right now, I don't have a home. I float from different places.
Oh, some
Different
different
clubs.
bars. Well, what's the
Yeah.
next bar you going to be at for everybody to know where they can taste some of the best things we have? Because if nothing else, on Thursdays from 7 to 9, they can come on here at 8 o'clock and taste a
Taste
piece
it.
of Hurricane.
Correct.
Oh! Now, y'all just understand that y'all don't come the wrong way now. I'm a protector, How I do.
Right, right,
don't,
right, right, right.
don't come disrespecting. It's about drinking responsibly up in here. Okay, we're going to sit on back down here because we got this nice drink. I mean, White Craft got more oranges than I do.
Don't be a hater.
Yeah, I'm a hater. You know what I'm saying?
Yours just floated
See
to the
this?
top. It's all right.
This is how you know when somebody like you more than another.
Lie.
I got 1 orange.
Yeah,
Kraft got
two.
like 4.
That's good, man.
Okay, obviously Kraft is putting it down tonight because he's got 4. I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna put my extra.
I
one in
like that
mine.
recipe right there, my friend.
I see.
With some Parmesan margarita mix. Oh yeah, sold to the black man.
Woo! All right.
I'll get some of that this week.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna come on back real quick. Bar Talk with Jay. One of the things we want to make sure you do, y'all drink responsibly. We just don't promote alcohol, but what we do is drink responsibly and understand we can have a dialogue. So make sure you understand what you're doing. because we enjoy ourselves up in here. Because this person that's coming up next, I'm telling y'all right now, I don't know how his day was, but if he had a bad day, we in for it tonight. Jeffrey, how you doing, big baby?
Brother Jay, Brother Crab, what's going on with you?
Man, what's happening? What's happening? Listen, we doing it big as usual. It sounds like you might be on the road, man. Where are you? Where are you traveling to?
Man, look at here. My daughter done drove to work with no gas. Daddy got to go up there and get some gas in his daughter's car because, you know, she can't be on the side of the road. Now, my son, he had to fend for himself, but not my daughter. I got to go take care of her.
Right, right. Yeah, running out of gas is no fun.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So what you?
Okay,
go ahead, bro.
But see, I was just gonna say that you know, traffic was real bad today. You know, the weather was a little warm, but not, you know, spectacularly hot like it's been. And I'm praying for all the people in the path of that hurricane. But in spite of all of that, woo, you know what time it is.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to tell you now, it's time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view. Now, ladies, I got one reason for the habitually single woman, and I got one reason for the habitually single man as to why you might be single. But before we get to that, here is my disclaimer. Now, see, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you, and if it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're about to learn something tonight. Now, ladies, I'm about to go off. Ladies, some of y'all asses are single simply because you don't know what the hell you want. You don't know if you want a strong man or a sensitive man, a tall man or a short man, a big man or a slim man. You don't know what the hell you want. You don't know if you want a good man or a thug, or a good man that got a little thug in him. You don't know what you want. You ain't praying. You don't know if you should be praying for a good man or if you should be praying on a good man. You don't know what you want. What I need you to do, ladies, you need to make up your mind. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Because you complicate things. Things ain't that damn complicated. If I do what I say I'm going to do, when I say I'm going to do it, I'm dependable. If I do it all the time, you can judge me by my actions. Don't go thinking and cause things to go awry because you don't know what you want. Matter of fact, you don't know what you want so bad, what you keep on getting is those lonely, single-ass nights.
Hey, Jeffrey, quit your job. Just quit your goddamn job. We're going to find you something else, Polly. We're going to find you something that you're going to enjoy your life.
I don't believe he ever ended one quite like that. That's set precedent, right? Yeah, we have seen on numerous occasions over the years women not knowing what they want. And you start giving them what you perceive they might want, what you have to offer, and it just ain't enough. It just doesn't work, man. Make up your mind, make up your mind, make up your mind. Anything from the lady in the house?
I'd see that to be true. Unfortunately, I have friends who don't know what they want, so.
Yeah. And
ding, 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 Jeffrey point.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm on the road with you guys.
And your friends who don't know what they want, are they single?
They are single.
They are single, and they probably gonna stay single for a little while, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I have friends single like 12 years and.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. And listen, the single life can be a good life. Don't get it twisted, you know. But
hello, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, it can be a great life. I've lived a great life as a single man. And,
I still am.
I've been out there for.
Talking about what you? Shit, I'm still right here.
Yeah. I've been for 15 years, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've had some.
I've been about 7.
I've had some relationships, but. You know, it's not a bad life. If you're in a bad relationship, single life is a pretty damn good life.
I have lots of good relationships.
Yeah, that's beautiful. We're going to talk about that. Brother Jeffrey, we're going to turn it back over to you.
All right, fellas. Don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook, fellas.
Oh, damn.
I'm about to go off on your asses, too.
No.
Fellas, some of you are single simply because you ain't got no damn vision. How the hell is a woman supposed to partner with you when you don't know where the hell you going? I got a good friend who just bought a big old truck that's powering his business because the man got vision. The man got purpose. The man is moving with a method and a reason behind every action he takes. That's what men do, but nah, player, you sitting around thinking, wow, when that next N2K or M2K on PlayStation come out, when the next J is coming out. That's your sense of vision. Can't no woman do nothing with a grown boy. She probably already got a man right now or a young man that's her child. She don't need somebody else's child being a child in her household that's of age. She's not looking for a young boy. She needs a man with vision. Men, I'll tell you this. When you got a vision, you can move in purpose. When you move in purpose, there is a passion to your life. And women love a man with passion, I promise you.
Right.
So, fellas, if you got women that ain't paying your ass no attention, it's probably because you ain't got no vision. Your vision will give you confidence. Your vision will give you strength of character. And when you have strength of character, your ass won't be single.
Jeffrey, I'm telling you right now, you quit your job right now. You know how many people you done slapped across the face?
I love it though, man. I love it. This is, I'm receiving that message for the men's side, but this is anybody's side, right? Everybody's looking for somebody who's going somewhere, I think. You know what I mean? Like if you're not looking for somebody who doesn't want anything out of life, who just sitting around wanting to watch the soap operas for the next 30 years. You want somebody who's on the move, who's trying to make something happen, who you can join the train or they can join your train and make big things happen in life. A man without a vision is a man without a purpose, is a man without passion, and probably a man without confidence, and probably a man with little strength in his character. And these are all from Jeffrey's dialogue here. It takes vision, a real vision in a man to really make him a man, because he's not going to stand for anything until he stands for something, and that vision is how you stand for something.
One of the things I can also say, again, look at vision. That again, everybody don't always have. That's why we do Bar Talk with Jay. A lot of times you got to hear it in a different way. How Jeffrey just slap you into subconscious.
Right.
Because that's what he do.
That's what he do.
One of the things we trying to do is wake you up. Because, again, you might not realize where you at. That's why we take you however you are. Okay? Because, again, you could be asleep. You might not be paying no attention. But, again, we want to shake you in a way that you can understand you have it in you. We want you to be the best you. Not us. We want you to be the best you, because when you become a powerful person, you make society understand your power.
Okay.
That's what keeps people from being weak, and that's what I like to see, and that's what we encourage, and that's what we do.
There you
so
go.
Thank you, Jeffrey, and as soon as you need another job, let me know, because I'm going to find you something, bro. You own one. That's all I got to say.
All right, and back to you, my friend.
Man, listen, whether people have no vision, people are liable to perish.
Yes.
So what I need everybody to understand, when I'm talking about vision and I'm talking about women knowing what they want, I'm talking about community. We have to have the understanding that, yes, there are several obstacles placed in our ways, but we are not who they portray us to be. The statistics just came out, and in every category with the exception of one, our community does not lead those statistics for those crime categories. We only lead one, and that's robbery. Robbery is the leading statistic in our community. Everything else is led by white people. So I want you to understand that when they tell you that our neighborhoods are crime infested, they lie in. They're lying because if they don't tell you that and you actually have confidence in your community, you'll begin to care and build on your community.
Yes.
You can do that anyway. You ain't got to pay attention to what nobody says. Focus on building up and keeping what you have. And when we do that, our communities become more prosperous and healthy for us and our children. And when our children are stable and happy, they become whole individuals. And these whole individuals will get together and make whole households. And when we got some whole households in our neighborhoods again, our community will rise to a level not seen in this country in ever.
Right.
And that's all I got.
And that is enough, my friend. That is enough. We just don't hear enough folk talking about community, especially in the way that you talk about it, man. So, without a vision, we all perish. And that means we need to have a vision for our community. And we need to share a vision of our community to our children so that they can have a vision for what the community should look like. Super powerful stuff, man. Super powerful. Anything, Jay?
Yes, one of the things I always want to say is, like, when you say community, this is how you reach community. You got to remember, we all came together with a common goal of a positive vibe. to be able to reach the airwaves, to make podcasts to that next level. So again, I commend Jeffrey, even though he be slapping the taste out of people's mouth. You know, sorry y'all, but like you said, if the shoe fits, I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
I've been trying to get this man another job for the longest. Y'all ain't helping me here. But one of the things I want to make sure is not about his job, it's about his commitment to bringing people back to a unified stronghold. I appreciate him because I've been rocking with Jeffrey for a long time now. He is a motivational speaker. He does modeling. He does a lot of different things. So I encourage everybody to live their best life. He's living his.
Yeah, and listen, Brother Jeffrey, you always just speak so well on our subject. I just like you to have, a minute or so, a minute or two outpouring on the subject for tonight. It goes like this. Why do people believe we are in a monogamous relationship just because we do relationship things together?
Now, I'm going to put this one on the fellas. Now, fellas, I want you to understand, a woman will multiply whatever you give her. So if you tell a woman you just want a sexual relationship and you do it the right way, she will sex the hell out of you. But if you tell a woman that you just want to be friends and you just go and you start doing all that relationship stuff with her, you are confusing her. In fact, what you're doing is something Bob Marley warned us against. You should never awaken the love in a woman if you don't plan to take care of it. That is almost a sin. Fellas, what I need you to understand is that many women will rock with you if you just tell them the absolute truth. It's deceptive and it's an emotional vampire, and you become an emotional criminal. When you tell a woman that I just want to be friends or I ain't looking for a relationship, but you give her the relationship treatment, the relationship wood, and the relationship everything else, but you don't have the title, and when she brings it around where we're going, now you got a coward. Because like I told you at the beginning, I wasn't wanting nothing serious. So when a woman says that, oftentimes it is because the man had misled her with his actions instead of being true to what his words were.
Hey, Jeffrey, I really didn't need you to be snitching. I don't know if somebody texts your ass. We're going to talk about this off air.
Yeah.
Okay?
Listen.
No.
In
Jeffrey
other words, you hit the nail on the head for Brother Jay.
You got to keep on snitching and just put a nail in a coffin. But, yeah, basically.
He all in his feelings about it.
I
but,
sure am.
Yeah, listen, man, we always appreciate your commentary. You do such a fabulous job and make such a powerful effort to be here with us every week, man. So we're just grateful for you. Anything you'd like to share with us as we part?
Didn't he share enough? You know, hurt my damn feelings.
Man, listen, I want to give a shout out to my man Jay, and man, I'm proud of you. I see the big moves you're making with your business. That's what we need, and my man Kraft always making it, doing what he has to do to be a productive individual, not just a productive man, but a productive individual, and that helps everybody. So when we see these examples that you two fellas set, man, it inspires a lot of people, more than just your immediate circle. A lot of people see what you're doing, and we appreciate it. So keep it up, fellas.
Amen. Thank you so very much, man. Woo,
all right, I'm
thank
glad
you
we
so
didn't
much.
cut Jeffrey. I was about to but yeah, Jeffrey wakes you up, and I appreciate him because, again, that's what I rock with.
Yeah, man. So listen, we're going to look forward to hearing from you next Thursday, man. Have a great week, and we'll speak with you then.
All right, talk to you soon.
Okay. All right, and family, it is time for us to take another break. Y'all stay tuned. Got another smooth track here for you.
What you got for us?
We're going to be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay right after this. All right.
All right. We back. We back. Boy, Talk with Jay back in the building.
Man, I love that song so much.
That was nice. I like that change up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, because
that
it's like
caused
3
problems,
songs.
too.
It's like 3 songs.
I know.
What's the change up? What you talking
I'm
about?
just talking about like in relationship and what you're doing when you start changing up.
When you start changing up.
I'm just trying to help you out because again, what y'all talking about is something I like to play with. I told you I want to start a pot tonight.
Yeah.
I don't feel like y'all really stirring it up right, so I'm gonna have some fun with this stuff.
Okay.
We gonna keep it semi-clean, but it's dirty. Because again, you got to remember, we're talking about people that's not always honest, representatives. Okay.
Okay.
Because everybody ain't showing their true self. Because again, until I really feel like you really live me the way I want to be lived, I ain't gonna really show you really me. So all this is somewhat games. But when you start dealing with real people, and that's the only people I try to deal with, because if you sleep, stay asleep, and keep your sleep ass over there. Woke people, come on over here. Because again, we're gonna enjoy life for what life is, and we're going to show you that we can communicate and have a great time and stay respectful.
Okay.
And it's not a problem.
Right.
Problem come from expectations without communication. You thinking it, you ain't saying it, but you expect it. I'm just trying to tell you.
That happens a lot.
It causes a lot of issues in relationships all the damn time.
And what's the problem? You seeing it, thinking it, or expectations?
A person that you didn't perceive would even show you some things that you would see him in that light. Like, he ain't all that, but, he work and he do good and he don't big and he doing this. So you're marking off some things.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he marked off so many things, and all of a sudden you looking at him differently.
You're looking at him differently.
Okay.
Okay.
Now your ass is now looking at him different. He's still doing him. Him ain't looking at your ass no differently than when he met you.
Right.
So to him, it's all the same.
It's all the same.
I'm still doing my same day to day to day.
Okay.
You just now paying attention to my day to day that I have purpose, meaning, and all of a sudden, I can see him as a potential.
Yeah.
Okay, you just waking your ass. I've been doing this.
Right.
This me. I ain't playing.
Right.
You just come to terms with whatever feelings and emotions you coming to. I've been doing this.
Right.
Been doing it daily, day in, day out. So all of a sudden now, it becomes a situation where it's a topic or we got to have a conversation. I got to have a conversation because I've been a man doing my manly thing, doing what I've been doing for years because you ain't used to it.
No, you got to have a conversation because she changed her mind.
Yeah, she changed, but she didn't have it at first. At first, it didn't matter.
I mean,
you didn't even fit the bill, but but then you starting to do some things, and you are right now. You know what I'm saying? Now you hitting.
You're all right now up to a point.
No, it's to a point till I hurt feelings because I've been where I was.
Yeah.
I'm not always going where you going. See, the biggest problem is you can't just give me something and expect me just to follow you. I love you. You can't just say that shit to me and expect me to say it right back. I mean, we did it a couple times. That was love.
Yeah.
You might have felt I hit some spots, but you moved me.
Yeah.
We are starting to get in harmony. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, and don't mess it up.
Yeah. Now you throwing words in
Now
it, and
you
I'm not
see?
gonna be quick to throw back at you because at this point I feel like this way can be misleading. Don't just do that. Be honest. You it's nice ways to say, well, I appreciate that, for you feeling that way, and say, hey, I mean, I like what we was doing too. Which basically saying, I don't love your ass like that. That's basically what I'm saying, without hurting a person's feelings, but being real.
Okay.
Because again, you don't want to hurt.
That's
because
good.
bottom line
That's
is,
good.
they can get in, and it's fine. It's a feeling, especially if it's sex involved. Oh my gosh.
If sex involved, the
That-
feelings,
that-
the
that-
feelings are gonna come.
But
Yeah.
you can fall in love without sex.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah.
That's when you're a strong person.
Right.
When you can seduce her mind. When you can call her and give her encouragement. Okay, that's not always a person that's just throwing game. It's a person that's giving enlightenment.
Yeah.
Because I care for the fact that you've been having a bad day. I don't want you to finish your whole day like that. So I give you words of encouragement.
But Jay, you can't blame a woman for wanting more when they receive so much from you.
I mean, first of all, why
You
would
know?
I want to blame anybody?
No,
Can
no,
more
no.
people do it?
No.
Can we encourage more?
No,
Can we be more?
Right. The point I'm making is that
What's that?
that's going to happen. If you're doing things for women, if you're showing them good time and you're loving up on them with wisdom and knowledge, they're gonna start to get feelings, right?
Okay, what's wrong with that?
And they're gonna at some point express it like we expect it, right? We
I ain't gonna lie and
expect it.
say I expect it.
You expect the conversation to come. You expect the feelings to come. You expect her to start changing. The change is going to come.
To you about changes. I don't know what changes when I'm on my role and I'm doing my life and my mission. I'm not really looking at you as in where you at because I'm not judging.
I know, but I'm just saying.
But that's half my problem.
When the
Why
conversation-
me not judging, I'm not looking.
Yeah, when the conversation come at you, I'm suggesting that you would already know the conversation come. You already know that she's feeling you,
I get that.
and sometimes it comes at way early stages than I ever expected, right?
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, listen,
I think it's thoughtful.
Yeah, when I was a younger man, I had a young lady, and she met, and she had a lot of mouth. You know what I'm saying? She was just always she talked a big game,
Right.
and so I was like, okay, cool.
You tore it up.
So we tore it up.
Ah,
Right? Listen. That's all I was interested in doing was tearing it up. Right?
That's right.
But listen,
I'm right there with
after the second time I tore it up, we was getting prepared to leave,
Right.
and she said, "So what are we doing here?"
What the hell you mean? I'm is you gonna help me get dressed? 'Cause I ain't staying.
She said, "So what? How do you think about me? What's really going on here? And I'm like, I'm real puzzled that you're asking such a question with just two sexual encounters. Ain't like we talked, learned each other, or know anything. So, we friends."
I thought I was cold.
well, you just said, so you gotta say it. And listen, what harmony is friends? Ain't
No, Kraft. I'm with you, bro. I just want you to know you cold too. Because I said the same thing. I said the same
We
thing.
friends, and friends encompasses so much more than any other label we could put on things right now.
But you
right?
know what happened is that act and you hit that spot changed her perception of the friendship.
Yes.
Now that's where I feel like people automatically put other folks in categories and buckets.
Yes.
But this is the craziest thing. You can meet a person and you put them in a friend bucket off the rip because you see them and you just don't feel like that's a good person for you.
Yeah.
So when you put that person in that bucket, okay, that's a judgmental bucket.
Yeah.
So then that person, you know something? He really don't need to be in that bucket. It's hard to pull people out of things because you started it like that.
Okay, let me ask you this question,
Yes,
Jay.
sir.
Have you ever pulled back from a situation because you knew that she was going, like Brother Jeffrey said, who was the singer? God, he said it so profoundly. I think I wrote it down here. He said something to the tune of "Never wake up the love in a woman." Bob Marley.
No, I'm
Never
gonna tell
wake
you all
up the
day
love
long.
in a woman if you don't intend on following through.
I won't say her name, but there's a person, several women in my life I've never had sexual intercourse with at all, but I mentally loved them.
Listen, did you
When
do
I
that
say-
on purpose?
I mentally, on purpose, never had sex with them.
Okay.
Because
okay.
I knew where they were.
Okay.
They were women that said, when we go here, you have to be my man. Okay, now one thing don't ever get twisted with me. I'm not disrespecting a woman,
Period. Ever.
So
That's right.
when they give me this on upfront, it's my obligation to hear them
Right.
and figure out where they're going to be. Now, when you want to play games, you do it anyway. And that's when people get scorned,
Well,
and that's when things don't go well. But when I looked at them and I realized this person is still in my corner, why would I want to lose them to an act of selfishness? Because that sex sometimes can be very selfish.
Yes.
Because when they involve everything into that, you don't have to be selfishly inclined to do what you feel like you like. When I respect enough to say, you know something, I'm not going there, but we kept a friendship. That friendship still stays strong to today. I can't tell you I can go in there and we can just do it.
Yeah, and
but
I'm
I
gonna
can
tell
tell
you
you if I want to have a conversation, or if I want to go out and eat, if I want to do anything, even if I wanted to ask that person for money.
Yeah.
They would do it just because of the fact that they believe in me, because they know everything about me, because that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
But I've never disrespected
Yeah,
them.
and
That's
listen,
the strong point.
and this is a great message for men in the world, young men, old men, and everybody in between, that you can show even more respect. You know, when you get grown enough, it ain't about the sex itself per se, right? And I'm talking about these fellas who are going in, kind of like probably Jamal, going in and just wrecking havoc in these women's lives, knowing that he's never gonna spend any more time with them.
You know, used to the school bus and roll his ass over.
Listen, it take a real grown man to understand these perspectives, right? That you may meet a woman and you know she's a good woman, a whole woman, even with a lot of life behind her, she still has a pure spirit. Don't tamper with those women's lives. Don't play games with them, especially just for their bodies or just for sex. Let them find their greatest destiny. Be friends with them. Be friends with them like real friends. Somebody you can call and talk to, or maybe hang out. Now, I'm not saying, if she don't push herself up on you to go ahead and handle business, but I'm saying that you can protect women because there's a lot of them we are all engaged with, or we have been engaged with, that we had no intentions. Have more pure intentions for our women. I think that's a great message to come out of this. Have more pure intentions for these people so that they can find their greatest destiny, because the love you put on them might mess them up for a whole 6 months, a year, maybe even longer than that.
Yeah.
So protect them. You know what I mean?
The ones that want it now, just don't come down my block.
They'll be.
I'm gonna give it to you.
There's plenty enough of them. You ain't got to worry. They all make themselves known, and they got street signs on them. You don't even have to worry about.
I don't know about the street sign, but they come down this street,
flashing
they
lights.
gonna get answered.
Yeah.
They say, I ain't got problem. No, but it's not for everybody. One of the things I like to say, I pick, because I'm single. I pick, but one of the things, it's still about a vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, this is sleep with a person and I have no vibe. Don't make no sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, because sex can be very meaningful when you're in harmony.
Yeah.
Again, some kind of chemistry.
Yeah.
Something. I mean, just because you want to do it don't mean it's worth me doing it. I mean, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
But chemistry is everything, and that's where a lot of people get lost, where they just want to do it all the time. Different people. Good. That's what you stay single.
Yeah.
Stay single.
Yeah.
And don't get with a person that wants to be in a monogamous relationship, because that might confuse some things. But again, know yourself. The number one thing is love yourself and know yourself, and don't let nobody else wreck yourself. Because people try to change me, tell me what I need to do. I need to be in a monogamous relationship. You too old to be out here doing all this. Right. First of all, until it gets out my system, don't tell me what I need to do. I've been walking 49 years in these damn shoes.
Right.
And what I can tell you, the biggest mistake is listening to somebody else that really think they know you by judgmental facts of the small stuff of they seen. No.
That's powerful. And we talked earlier about it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to go against the curve. It's okay against. Matter of fact, if you really stand on what you stand for, you're gonna meet a lot of occasions where people disagree with you. People want to change you. People they want to tell you that you're wrong and you did to the different position. So and that's ultimately where life in and of itself can kind of become lonely, because you'll be sometimes surrounded by people who just don't understand you, and it happens quite often. It happens quite often, especially as we grow into our own. It is time for us to take another break, our final break. And so y'all folks, bear with us. We hope, again, you're enjoying the show. We love having you with us. For all those folks who are live, we really appreciate you being here and on time and being present moment with us. The show does post the podcast right at the end, so if you miss any part of it, come back and listen, because we are putting it down here tonight. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to be right back for more Bar Talk with Jay.
That's right.
Right after this.
And any of y'all looking for a good bartender, I got one behind the bar. Telling you, she on fire. She the next hurricane. All right, we back.
We
This
back.
what happened on the sidebar. We got people in here that be going crazy. Welcome back with Bar Talk with Jay. One of the things we like to do is make sure we sit back and give you an opportunity to be able to have a side discussion about the things that we're talking about. Now, we got a special guest in here tonight. We're going to let my man Kraft introduce her again and give her a little bit of a leeway into how she feel about this topic. How about that?
Yeah.
Anissa.
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 Oh, good. I've been silent over
You
here.
read minds too, don't you?
Oh, what? She after 5 times, yeah, she didn't do that.
She got a knack for
Yeah,
things, huh?
she can tell you
She's
something.
like, honey, you're not feeling well today, are you?
You're not looking well. You're not yourself.
Yeah. So tonight's topic, folks, we're talking about why do people believe we are in a monogamous relationship just because we do relationship things together. And we have really covered a lot of the points here, but what would you say on this subject?
First of all, I believe that sex is fluid, so I can go in and out of that. That it can be. I'm friends with a lot of people,
Okay.
and
Well,
don't
damn.
have a problem just being, and then we back to friends like
Okay.
the next day.
Okay.
And your number?
So
I mean, just
Stop
so damn
it, Jay.
funny.
Stop
I
it.
mean, that's how the proposals come, because it's like, okay, that's their mission. Since men are goal oriented, it's like, okay, we're gonna lock her down, because
Okay.
she is the one that like exits the room and just go on about my business.
Job
at any
opportunity you
time.
got over here. Jesus. All right.
But I know how to be monogamous, but it's
It don't seem like
just
it.
Listen, do you
it's not necessary
Do
all
you-
the time.
I see.
do you like monogamy, or would you prefer?
I believe in balanced partners, and balanced partners come in and out of your life, and you don't have to have sex with them, but that's just what it is. It's a balance. If someone comes into your life, you find this balance in them. That's what people call chemistry, and people use that chemistry to associate sex. And for me, that's fine if you do that, but I don't associate relationship with sex.
I don't
Okay.
either. I
And
do
listen,
it like a teeter totter.
that
Hell,
is-
you sit on that side, sit on this side, and let's bounce each
But
other.
then I do
No,
believe
that
in
is
soul
that is
ties, too.
that is completely a guy's mentality,
I know.
right? Yeah, that's completely a guy's mentality, which puts you out of the mean population of commentary. It puts you on the outside of the mean population. We had one.
But I
We had a
know
young
who I
lady.
am.
Listen, and that's
So,
beautiful. When we get that.
That's what you asked
Yes,
for.
yes.
It takes a lot of
As
strength.
people to
Know
know
yourself.
who they are, and that's me.
Yeah.
So when it doesn't work out, I accept.
Mhm.
After the 16-year relationship, you have to learn how to accept. Okay, this is what's happening, and you can cry for a week, and then I'm back on the road.
So it sounds
Knowing
as though, and there's no judgment in my commentary here. It sounds as though, like you might have very little patience for a relationship.
It sounds like she a freak.
No,
That
I
sound like me.
have,
Stop it.
I have
Oh, okay, my bad.
patience for other people who know themselves that have patience as well. So, for example, the person that I'm dating right
Mhm.
now is someone unlike anyone else I've ever met. So
different.
now I'm goal oriented myself. I am like a guy in that way. I like, okay,
So he
I
changed
don't
you.
understand that. He doesn't change me, but you have to adapt if that's what you
Okay.
want to do. If you want
Right.
to stay in the relationship, then you adapt. If you don't, then you walk away. I mean,
And-
it's
So he
a
and-
got,
simple
he got your
decision.
interest.
And
He got
watch
your
it, and
interest.
Yeah, he
and
does.
what is it? What is it about him that caused this interest? I mean, what is
Well,
it?
every single time it's always kind of whatever happened the last time, you try to run to the opposite for me.
Okay.
So the last one, super obsessed, super controlling, super like narcissistic, the whole nine.
Yeah.
And so this one is completely opposite. He is really slow,
Mhm.
but he's a leader, a real leader in his community. So
Right.
that's always attractive.
Mhm.
And with that, he doesn't have time to text all the time. And that's what I'm used to from the last relationship. So at first I was like, why aren't you texting me? Or answering questions that I'm saying on text. And he would not answer. But I ended up thinking, okay, let me find out. And I go into researching his sign. I research, his numbers. I research everything about what type of person he is. And that sign is very stoic, which means they don't have a lot of words to say.
Right.
So if I know that he doesn't have a lot of words to say, then I'm not going to expect a lot of words from him, and I adapt to that.
Okay.
Now I just let him text me whenever he's ready to text me, and I get all the texts I want.
Right. Right. Because
So
you changed.
I adapted. I don't have to change.
Yeah.
I'm still who
You're
I
adapted,
am,
yeah.
but I have adapted to
I like that.
that particular situation.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
not about changing me, because
Yeah.
once I'm not interested in anything that happens, if abuse happens, if
Right.
Yeah.
You
he's
still the
with
same
10
person.
different women, whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm not seeking that,
Yeah.
or if I didn't get a chance to know that up front, and then I didn't get a chance to do that either, then I get like, okay, you can have your life.
Okay.
She out
That's
deuces.
Okay. And
6.
do you ever? I want to ask the question the right way. Do you perceive that you'll be willing to fight for a relationship, or are you a little too fluid to
I would
have to
need
fight?
for both of us to fight for a relationship.
That's what I'm talking
Okay.
about.
I'm not going to fight by myself for a
All
relationship.
right.
I will adapt to whatever that person, like the narcissist, was very afraid of abandonment. And so the moment I would say like something smart out my mouth, he was like, "Oh, you abandoned me." And I'm like, "Where did that come from?" So, but I took it in, and I said, "Okay, well, if that's how he feels, he has a right to that perception of what I said."
Okay.
And I apologize, and we move forward. But then over and over, every single argument, he's trying to run. And I was like, well, if you want to go out the door, then go out
Bye.
the door. Like, there's no need for me to fight for something that you want to run. And he explained to me that it was just antics. This was just antics that he's trying to get me to, like, go crazy and chase him down and beg for him to stay. And I'm like, that's not
You wrong
ever going to
person.
be me. And I'll fight for you if you need for me to fight for you.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm not going to just like beg for. I don't keep nobody who don't want to be kept.
Yes,
And
right.
I just move it on.
That's some good
Yes.
stuff.
So
That's some really good stuff,
Tell
man.
me, I'm
You
right
really,
there with you, girl.
You
'Cause
really
he-
said a lot of powerful stuff
He
there.
kept pushing on
Um,
you like the last one he was with,
Yeah.
and that wasn't you.
And so,
I got
you know,
and that
when,
was 3 years. That was 3 years of going through that, including a
3 years.
year
That's
of
holding
after
on.
divorce.
okay.
He still came around after that. Like, he stalked the house. He was.
Oh, you put it
Just-
down like that?
He just.
Okay.
We
Come on,
had
we might
intellectual
need to talk about bro.
conversation.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of intellectual
Mhm.
conversation.
So-
in that.
That ain't what I
So-
got. You stalking.
A lot of
You-
great sex too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, girl. Because I sent some people to grade
Yeah.
too. I know.
So,
Man, we got a lot of common.
So tell us about your interest or your the lifestyle of an open relationship. You mentioned that earlier. What does that look like for you? What is?
Well, the issue is I'm open to it. Most men are not open to polyamory. They're open to polygamy. And so they would, and I was open to that too.
And the difference is?
My first husband wanted multiple wives. He was Muslim and he wanted multiple wives, and I was all down for it. The other women weren't down for it, so it didn't happen.
Right.
But polyamory is where it is fluid.
Okay.
Like, you and me and husband with another woman and another woman, and we all have amicable relationship
Just a
together.
freak
Right.
fest.
It's not only that. There's mentality that has to do with it.
There's a
Yep.
lot of
We have to-
mentality. Yeah.
Like, even those that were Stoics in history,
Mhm.
the philosophers were able to not be jealous of whoever takes whoever's wife home that day, because they were in a community.
Right.
They took each other home.
Right.
And unfortunately, women didn't have much of a choice, but women always have the choice because they bring that
Mhm.
energy to a man to want to do that.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I'm leaning back on this one.
That's a
Yeah.
very open perspective.
No, this is very nice. I want to know more about this.
Yeah.
Myself.
That's a very, very open perspective. So, do you think you would get married again?
with this person, he would have to retire from what he's doing now, because we don't have the same religion, and he's high up in
And he's-
his religion, and so he would have to let someone else take that place. and then maybe, because we both do business together. So that's
Okay.
that's the good part.
Sound like there's a little conflict in there, but
Okay.
y'all
Not
making
at
it work.
all. I just know I won't be the first lady in a.
Oh,
I would
okay.
be judged,
Oh,
you know, I would be judged.
you said
and I'm not-
you know she no. I heard what the hell you said. I heard,
What she said?
But she said she first player. She said hey, forget all.
No.
You
That's a
see?
real thing, as
That's a
in
real-
pastor and first lady.
Right.
You
You
know, so
gonna get your
I
denomination.
don't.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
not.
That
I'm
makes
not
sense.
Christian, so.
Yeah, but
if
you
I'm
ain't
not
gonna be last
Christian,
lady either.
then
Yeah. That
You gonna get your play, girl. You see, I might not be that, but I bet you I ain't gonna be last.
Yeah.
If he
You
wants
ain't gonna
to
be the
stay
caboose.
single, I'm for staying single. I've
And
had
being
the big
with him.
wedding. Yeah, and being with him and sitting in the third row instead of the first row, and
Oh.
you're
just
good with
kinda-
that, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
See what I'm talking about,
I used to
man?
manage artists. I managed my husband, and so I've had women take off their clothes, and I'd be like, "Here go the pen, sign it." She's buying my next pair of shoes, so it's.
Now see, I work at a company called Dispose, right? Need some contracts signed.
She's.
That's a very interesting perspective.
Yeah,
Tonight, folks,
very much so.
we are talking about why do people believe we're in a monogamous relationship just because we do relationship things, and I think we kind of heard the extreme on all of this.
I think she gave us the way.
Yeah,
out there.
I've never heard that sex is fluid, but I do believe that is a male mentality. If you know,
Well, that's where the fluid come from.
because a
'cause
lot
we
of-
sure ski.
yeah, a lot of women, I think, kind of interested or wanting to enter into relationships. There's a lot of women out there now who have no faith in relationships, and they just gonna get theirs, and there's nothing wrong with that. They are probably very much misunderstood, but they've decided that, hey, when you're in relationships, you got to put up with a bunch of stuff that just don't really make sense. I've been through it dozens of times. I'm not interested in doing it anymore. So let me just get me, and I'll keep some people close. And
Are they happy women?
that's a good question.
That's what's important. If you're happy and you just getting you, then that's fine. But if you bring bitterness to the next person, then I think that's where the problem lies.
Yeah, I would agree.
I always bring positivity to whoever,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So
It sounds like
regardless.
it sounds to me like you do what I do, and that is I let every person kind of put themselves in whatever place they want to be in
Right.
in my life. If you want to be close, you can be close. But you're showing me you want to be close. If you don't want to be close, then you'll stay outside the circle, and I'll keep you outside the circle, and that may be your comfort zone. So, and I think there's something, I think there's some wisdom in receiving what people have to offer, and not being necessarily attached to a title or a certain type of relationship, because I said this once before. I believe you put just about any man, just about. All right, we're gonna sweep the top 20% off of this, but you can take just about any man and any woman and put them together, and they'll find something. They'll find something that they like about each other. They'll find some interest. They'll find some connection, and that may be sexual or not. But you put them together, they'll most certainly find it. So that means that we probably could have many soulmates in the world.
believe that.
That means that there are many people who could fit the bill of Mr. and Mrs. Right, and that's not that's not the way the old folks think.
Right.
The old folks, the old attitudes and belief systems about relationships is that there's typically one person, and when you get that one person, you hang on for hell or high water, and that means that people are being in relationships much longer than the relationship probably was meant to be. That meant people are putting up with stuff that they really shouldn't be putting up with. People are going through changes that was never meant for them to go through, and so there's just a it's just a whole we all need to just step back and take a look at our own desires as we enter into this world. If we want a monogamous relationship, say you want that and stand for it. That doesn't mean be by yourself most of your life. That means don't take people so serious. Don't take those people into your lives like they're the last thing ever going to be there.
There are 7 billion people on this
There's
earth.
7 billion people, and you probably could hook up with about 2.5 if you played your cards right.
That's
Right?
what I think about when I'm breaking up. There's 7 billion people.
Yes.
There is someone else that I literally, after the narcissist, I found out that he was sleeping with like 10 different women in an iPad that was left on my birthday after we broke up, but we were still fucking.
Right.
Can I say that?
You
I
did.
mean, yeah,
It's
you
okay.
can
Yeah.
say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too damn late now.
Yeah, that's all right. That's
we
good.
we
Yeah.
already knew you was fucking.
But
We
we-
knew that already. We knew that. I don't know about y'all
But
kids, but
literally,
we knew
I
it.
met
Go
the
ahead.
new guy 10 days later because
Right.
I was closed to that and open to
Yes.
the next.
And say the
So-
universe hates a vacuum. So if something important leaves your life, the universe is immediately attempting to fill that space.
Right.
You know, they say if you go to your closet and you get rid of a bunch of stuff, you're creating a vacuum, and the universe will replace it. It'll
Right.
replace all the stuff that you remove. And I truly believe that that's the way life works. That if this person doesn't work, somebody else will come along.
Right.
There is 7 billion people on this planet, and
That's a good way to get over people.
yeah, but if
Y'all
you,
nasty.
if you accept the double-edged sword of that, if you accept that mentality too much, then you won't stick to it.
It's
You'll
gotta
you'll
be a
lose
whole.
you'll
have
lose
to
your
be a whole
stick-to-itness.
person.
Yeah.
You gotta
You
be a
gotta
whole,
say
but you
something.
can't be a broken person and just kind of try to say that because you don't believe it.
Right.
You believe that one person is still
You
that
believe.
person. You can
Yes.
talk like, oh yeah, 7 billion people all day,
Yeah.
but if you don't believe that that you can do better or you can do even the same,
Right.
or these things were wrong and these things were right. This is where I went wrong. This is where I went right, and I'm still a good person. So as long as I'm good, I'm gonna run into someone else that's good,
Yes.
and they're good people and they're bad
Yeah,
people.
and you
so
will.
it's
Yeah,
whatever.
everybody can find something. Maybe not better, but something to satisfy them. You can
Well,
satisfy
I got
that space.
10
you know?
times better.
Man,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can find whatever. you
Yeah,
seek.
absolutely. I've lived enough life. I don't know that it gets 10 times better. If I do, that'll be the Lord's miracle in my life. But I just know that everybody comes with a little shortcoming, and everybody comes with a few boxes
Right.
unchecked. And it doesn't mean that they couldn't be Mr. or Mrs. Right. That may mean I need to do some changing. I need to do some accepting. If I can accept their boxes unchecked, maybe they can
Right.
accept my boxes unchecked. But you have to be prepared for the battle. And not that it's a fight battle, but you got to be prepared to humble yourself and change
Right.
some of your ways and keep your mouth shut.
And fulfill your own expectations. That's what women don't do. They don't fulfill their own expectations.
Yeah, and we got to close, but how do you do that? How do women do that?
How do women,
Fulfill their own
Yeah.
expectations. I mean,
just like what you said, if you know that you have shortcomings, then accept someone else having some as well.
I like that. Man,
Now,
listen, this has been a great
That's
great
how you bring
show.
a round table right there.
Yeah, this has truly been a round table, and there's probably so much more that we didn't cover, but we want to thank you folks for being with us tonight. Again, this is Bar Talk with Jay. All we are attempting to do is to be leaders right here in our own community. We're attempting to talk positivity and talk through some of the deeper issues, the issues that are below the surface. And hopefully there was some development. You had some aha moments tonight, and hopefully it made you excited enough to come back and join us, to share us and like us and share us and like us and share us and like us. We are all over the internet: Facebook, YouTube,
going.
Periscope, iTunes, Spotify,
Offer up, let
Google
go.
Yeah.
The MySpace, Back Planet,
Yeah.
Black Planet.
Oh Lord.
We on
Hey,
everything.
Offer up is enough.
Man,
Listen, you folks
You offer, we up.
are very, very are very important to us, and we appreciate you being with us. Please come back and share us and like us again. Thank you for watching the show. We want to say thank you to our bartender tonight. Who put it down.
Hurricane.
Hurricane put it down. We got Boob in the studio. We got Rock in the studio. We got C in the studio. And because I'm in showmanship, I can't remember your name again. Tell me one more time. Anissa.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget
Yeah,
it.
it
Right?
is.
Miss
She been through
Anissa.
5 different people.
Yes.
Hell yeah, I remember you, girl.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing your story. Somebody grew from that and identified with it. And to you folks, y'all have a fantastic week. And we'll look to see you next Thursday from 7 to 9 live on Facebook. And we are out.